Come on and have a seat, Caroline. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
And you know me, Felicia, and I'm so glad you came, and wanted to just share some information with you right away from the very beginning. Information I share with all of my clients. I let them know that our sessions are confidential. You speak to me. We'll remain here. This is between you and I. And also, unless of course there's other issues that come up where there may be some harm to yourself or to someone else, I will have to disclose that information. I just want to let you know that. But other than that, I want you to feel free to talk to me about anything, and then hopefully that will be able to, you know, assist you with whatever is going on. So I want you to tell me now, what is it that brings you in here today?
Okay. Well, I've needed to talk to somebody for a while, and I just keep putting it off and putting it off, and I just feel like I have a kind of a backlog of issues that I can manage independently, but lately they're sort of stacking on each other, and then it's harder for me to manage, especially without talking to someone else.
Okay.
In my past, I've had a long-term relationship with my therapist, but as of a year ago, I chose not to see her anymore. And, you know, for a while, it felt, not for a while, I mean, even now, it feels good to have sort of that I consider it a third person because it feels like it's me and my higher power and my therapist. So kind of having that, the therapist sort of, the connection between me and my higher power now is more of a closed loop rather than with her. And so I do like that, and but you know, I do need to talk.
So you, the reason that you are not seeing a therapist anymore, would you like to tell me that? Would it be okay?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, because I just think I've been angry about it. I've just been not wanting to see a therapist because it feels like there's a younger part of me that sort of wants to be independent, autonomous, like I can do this, you know, and I don't need anybody, you know, and I've done that. There's you know, because I had such a long-term relationship with the therapist over so many years, that it's almost a sense that I don't want to do it anymore. And something's bothering me about paying for it too. I'm sorry. You know I'm coming in today, but it almost feels like I'm sort of surrendering. You know, that I can't necessarily do it all by myself.
Do you feel a sense of surrender? So you were, if I'm hearing you correctly, having the therapist made you feel like, all right, you know, maybe I'm still like need to grow up a little bit, and not having that, maturing, becoming a more mature individual, and my relationship with my higher power is all I need. It's working better for me. Is that what you were saying? That's what it?
Yes, and I think that I might have taken that to an extreme a bit, so that I've begun to feel alone and isolated, and you know, just internalizing, keeping things in. It works to a degree, but I also need to have an outlet. But I think that there's something blocking me from, you know, gaining the confidence of a friend that I could really talk to, or there's something blocking me from wanting to go back into a counselee relationship. Something is I'm resisting it.
You're resisting it. Yeah. Did you have a good relationship with the therapist? Was it good?
Yeah.
It was?
But I would say it didn't end very well.
Would you like to just share that, or?
Sure. You know, I think when I ended it, I sort of had a few sessions where she had gotten more frank with me. And I think that was important, but I think I wasn't ready for that. And so I also wondered if there's not a part of me that wanted to stop therapy but just didn't know how to do it. So I kind of maybe went to an old method of building a grudge and then using that as a way to stop.
Did you saw yourself falling into a pattern of something that you have done in your past? Did you see
Yeah,
yourself
I've ended.
falling into that?
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I've ended things with people, and sometimes just distancing, and sometimes holding on to something negative about that person, so that would help me to
Yeah.
stay away.
Mhm.
But I think I wish I could have ended it better with my therapist.
Do you have, do you know why you would do that? That you would try to find a way to say, I gotta find a reason to get out of this. I need to find a reason to distance myself from someone. Do you know why you've done that in the past, even with her? Do you know why you may come up with a reason to back away from that, or to find a way to separate that relationship? Were there some things that have happened in your, in your past where you say, I just don't want to deal with this anymore?
Yeah, and just to sort of create a problem, or to create, I just want to call it a grudge, maybe. And then to let that be the obstacle that stops me from, that helps me to separate from that person. Definitely have had that in the past. And I know growing up in my house, it wasn't modeled for me, this idea that we could have a purposeful ending.
Right.
And